Hey folks, how you doing? Durinde here, and we're looking at Oxygen Not Included right now. This is the second shot Atlas series. Why are we restarting? Well, number one, didn't really quite know what I was doing last time, so there was kind of a lot of rough spots. Number two, the much talked about new PC has finally arrived, so I'm hoping recording this things are going to be a lot smoother in terms of frame rate and not dropping video pieces and stuff like that. So this is the first recording of the new PC. If it doesn't work out, it's not going to see the light of day, but if it does, well, this is going to be going up on the old YouTube. So let's give it a shot. We're going to start a new game. Alright, and we're generating a new world. So again, Oxygen Not Included. What is it? Just in case you're joining me for the first time, it's one of those base building survival games in the kind of in the vein of Dwarf Fortress or Prison Architect, things like that. You have a bunch of colonists like the ones that we have in front of us. They have skills, and they have to survive in kind of an underground outer space world. So as you can see, the colonists have these attributes. McNair here is good at digging, and he's also creative. He's also a loud sleeper, so that means if he starts to sleep, he's going to be keeping everybody else awake. He's amphibious, so he is good at heading around underwater. He has some decor expectations, which means that if we don't pretty the place up, he's not going to like it. And if he gets stressed out, he's going to start puking all over the place. So do we want this person? Well, we already have Shannon here. What is Shannon? Shannon's also a good digger, and he is a better learner. So that's good. He's an early bird, which adds +2 to all skills at the start of the day. That sounds good. It's also yokel, means can't perform any research. So I think I'm going to take Shannon over McNair. So let's see if we can get ourselves another colonist. All right, we have Stacy, who is Twinkle Toes. She's good at athletics, but it's also yokel. Can't do research, but is good at construction, good at creativity, good at digging, and good at athletics. That's a mouthful. What does creativity do? It's artistic creations. Okay. Again, has kind of a high decor expectation, and it's also a vomiter. I'm going to try one more. Let's see. Melody, who is a bodybuilder, +5 strength, got a bottomless stomach, so it's going to be burning through extra calories, but has an iron gut, so can eat a whole bunch of stuff without getting sick. Decor expectation, 0. I love it. And she's going to get destructive if we don't if things get too stressful for her. All right, we also have Bertrand, who is good at construction. He's good at cooking, good at digging. He's got mole hands, so he's really good at digging. He's got gastrophobia. Can't cook. That's not a huge disadvantage. Decor expectation 15, though. That's a little high for me, so let's try again. We have Blanche, who is a technician. It's narcoleptic, so Blanche is going to be passing out all over our base. She's got mole hands, which means she's good at digging, which we need to do at the start of the game. Decor expectation 10, and stress responsive is destructive. So again, if it gets too stressed out, it's going to start beating up things. The Golden Settlements. Let's see what else we have. The Not So Rocky Space Rock. It's kind of an awesome name, so let's go with that. So again, this is attempt number 2 at an on video of Oxygen Not Included, and we are on a new system right now. Alert! Your crew has awoken miles beneath the surface of an unfamiliar terrestrial body. Oddly, they have no recollection of how they got there. Might be best to start digging. So I'm not sure if the builds have been updated since my last video, so there may indeed be some new stuff that I'm not sure about. So we have the oxalite. That's going to be producing some oxygen for us right off the start. We have some water very close by. That is excellent. There's some algae up here. Of course, algae, super useful at the start of the game because you need that for pretty much everything. Okay, so what are we going to do? Well, we can't build anything. Wait, basic controls. We've seen that. Colony management. Dig. We can dig. Yeah, we don't have any resources right now, so that's why we can't do anything. Well, there's oxygen over here. There's some algae over here. So maybe I'm going to head off to the left here. So let's start digging out this little area, and we will start there, and hopefully things will work out for us. We know how to move duplicates. That's good. So yeah, we actually have some resources to build with now, so we're going to take a look at that. We do need to keep people breathing. That is a super important thing. Storage compactor, that is kind of a catch-all for storage, so they'll hold on to any resources, or they'll move kind of any resources that are dropped to a storage compactor. Having one of those close by may not be a bad idea. And we also want algae. Again, algae is super important. Why? Because that's how you're going to be generating oxygen at the start of the game. And of course, as the title of the game suggests, oxygen is not included, so you got to make your own. All right, so let's. I'm just going to put a floor here, so we have like a decent area, I guess. Okay, so there's a storage compactor. So we still have lots of area, so we don't have to concern ourselves too much with that. Okay, oxygen. We need an algae deoxidizer. That's going to convert our algae into oxygen, and let's put it kind of right in the middle here, because I guess we're going to start expanding maybe this way. Lots of copper over here as well. We're also going to need to power that, so we're going to need a generator. Let's plop that right here. And we need to run some wiring, so let's move that on over there. Alright, and unpause the game. And we don't have any resources. Okay, so we're going to have to dig into the copper here. So let's expand our digging horizons. Is it really horizons? We're underground, so I don't say we would have much in terms of horizons. I don't know what the equivalent would be. Anyway, yeah, we do have quite a fairly open area in terms of gas right now, so I'm actually going to do something that I haven't done before. I'm going to build a little tile right here. I'm going to try to preserve as much oxygen as possible, so we don't end up kind of expanding too much and making the air too thin. So I'm going to build a tile there, and I'm also going to build myself a pneumatic door once we get the resources for that. So we'll have to wait till we get some more metal. So Shannon is working away on the Shenandoah River. Okay, there we go. So we want a pneumatic door right there, and that's going to kind of keep our oxygen contained in this little area. So that's going to let them breathe a little bit easier. Flower vase, we don't have any flowers or anything yet, so we don't have to worry about that. So our oxygen algae deoxidizer is ready to go. The only thing is we don't have any powers, so that's what this manual generator is for. All right. What is the next thing that we need? We need a spot to use the washroom, and of course, remember what happened last time? Things got rather bad rather quickly in terms of us not having the correct facilities. So, you know what? Okay, so we're gonna dig this out, and then we're gonna put like an outhouse. The way I did it last time, and you know what? It seemed to have worked. Is that we had our outhouse kind of on a base, and then we dug down like this, and then we had like this little hole that kind of caught the gases like that. So I'm going to try doing that again. I don't think this is the same configuration we had last time, but I'm going to give this configuration a shot. Hopefully it's going to work for us. Alright, so Melody is working away, Blanche is working away, Shannon is starting to power our oxidizer. That is awesome. And yeah, we are turning algae into oxygen, so that's good. That's good. The only thing is now we have to keep an eye on how much algae we are using, because we don't want to use too much and end up with no breathable air. Okay, so we'll build again. We'll build tiles out like this, and we'll expand this actually. So we have. I want to make a bit of a prettier base for my colonists, my duplicates this time than I did last time. Last time things weren't so pretty, so we'll at least try to give them decent flooring at the least. Okay, so Blanche is working away there, removing some sandstone. Okay, so once this is in, we're gonna put our outhouse right here. Okay, and that should be good. All right, so what do we have now? Food. We're going to want a microbe musher. What does the microbe musher do? well, it turns algae into food. So we're going to need to build that. And again, it's also going to need some power, so we will extend our extension cord this way. So Shannon's working away. How long till we get another replicant? In about, what's that, like 10 minutes? That's a while away yet. Alright, so we don't have any power because this isn't running. So we need to store power when things aren't running, so let's put a battery right there. Hopefully that should charge up when overnight. Okay. Alright, so they're working away. I'm probably going to want a ladder base. Probably going to want a ladder so we can actually get down here. Okay. And let's take a look at our reports. There we go. So we've removed 83 kilograms of oxygen. So that's not good. Power usage, we're in the positive. And calorie generation, of course, we don't have any food sources yet, so we are removing more calories than we're putting into our system. So that's kind of the thing about oxygen not included. You're dealing with closed systems, and if you run out of resources, then that is kind of all she wrote. I want to dig this out as well. And I'm going to put again another pneumatic door here, just so we kind of preserve all the oxygen in this little area. This oxalite, that's going to be producing oxygen for us at the start of the game, but this will disappear at some point. I kind of sussed that out in the last game that I played. I didn't fail in the last game. Things were maybe starting to go downhill, but I didn't outright fail. It's just that I was disappointed on how badly the recording was going in terms of frame rate and stuff like that. So that's why we're starting with a new system, which I'm really, really glad to have. Been working with kind of a mediocre system for the past few years. Probably not something that you should A, be gaming on, or B, doing recordings while gaming on. So this is actually a system built for gaming now, so I am glad to have that. Haven't really had like a good system in years. Been dealing with mostly laptops and stuff. I've been fairly mobile. Oh, there's our narcoleptic person. He just fell asleep, so it's having a little snooze next to the power generation thing. Outhouse, it's got 15 visits remaining. Okay, so that should be fine. Melody's working in the pits of despair right now. We will need oxygen in here at some point because like the poop is going to generate like methane gas and stuff, and that's not going to be good for people. Okay, so you're working on that. No fabrication. Okay, so we want to make some mush bars. Let's get you to fabricate, and I think that means we're going to make 2 per day. Now what we're missing right now is water. How do we get that? Well, we're going to need our guys to kind of come down here and get to it. So for that, we're going to need a ladder kind of extended down this way, and they should be able to access this water. This is cool, clear, clean water right now, and that's what we're looking for. We don't want to get that contaminated if we can avoid it. All right, and I don't know if I need like another ladder tile right there or not. I'm just going to stick one there anyway. And I will want tiles like this because we do want to access the algae and stuff that's around here. Okay. All right, so the algae deoxidizer is working. Micro musher, we don't have any water, but that should be changing very soon once we kind of get this area cleared out. I think Melody is picking up water right now, in fact. All right, and that brings us to the end of our first cycle, so our guys are just going to sleep it off on the floor because, well, we don't have anywhere for them to sleep right now. We don't have any beds or anything at this point, I should add. But we're going to change that up for them a little bit later. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to build maybe like a little sleeping area down here, and we'll have another algae deoxidizer down here producing oxygen because there's no way this oxygen is going to kind of flow down this way. So what we're going to do, we're going to grab, so we need to dig. Is that how that works? Or no, we have to deconstruct this, And then we want like a ladder coming down like this. And then we're just going to kind of dig out like so. And once that gets started, then yeah, we'll stick a algae deoxidizer there. So again, I tried to make things like a little bit prettier, a little bit more decent for my colonists this time. And in fact, we can slow things up, speed things up now, because things they're kind of good right now. I like how the water kind of sticks to the walls. I'm not quite sure how that works, but it's cool looking, I guess. So we should be good for water for a while, and we do have oxygen around. There's a nice little kind of thing of it up here, nice little cache, so to speak. That guy needs to use the washroom. So we should now be making food as well. That's great. And of course, they are now using the washroom as well. Storage compactor, we want everybody to put all the things in there just so we don't have to go so far. Well, we're trying to build stuff. And that will be good. That will be good. That'll do, pig. That'll do. So we're working on the ladders down here. So they're going to have an issue breathing down here because, well, oxygen is a light gas, so it travels up. So it's not going to be flowing down here very much. So they may have to come up to catch their breath from time to time. But that's okay, because we are going to put in another algae deoxidizer right here, and we're going to need to run some power for that, so we'll need electrical wire coming from here and then down and over like that. And I completely kind of messed up the arrangement. Alright, so we're doing pretty good with kind of the initial part of the game right now. So what I want to focus on next is research. So where's our research station? So we want a basic research station, and you know what, I guess this is going to be a research slash sleeping area, just so we have a nice looking base, the best that we can get. So power, electrical wire, and we'll run you like this. We may in fact need to install some more batteries, because once this starts going, they're going to be down here a lot. Okay, and this is going to be sucking through the power pretty quickly. All right, so let's pause the game for a second and take a look at our research. So farming tech's probably our next big thing. We want to make sure that we can have this terrarium. It turns carbon dioxide into oxygen, so that is the big thing for us right now. So we'll click on that, and we'll do fabricate 1. Okay. So of course we do have a couple of dummies who don't like doing research, so I don't know how fast our research is going to go for us right now. No fabrications queued. Continuously. Okay, so we just got to set it up like that to continuously fabricate. Cool. Cool. What is this? I haven't seen this little like swirling mass before now. That might be due to the fact that yes, I do have to mention again that this game is an alpha, so things might not be completely polished right now. We have actually made it to the end of our second cycle, so I'm going to wrap things up there. I'm going to check to see how the recording went. And hey, if you enjoyed what you saw here today, think about liking the video. Think about subscribing to the channel. There's more to come, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Have a great day.